Yuck, fuck the winter. Even less to eat and everything's cold. Sure, I get cocoa now, but I can only wish to survive by it alone. Besides, being alone and hungry means that I'm also cranky too. So, since there's no one to eat, I might as well spend my time being productive in a different way. Yes, I'll complain about something. Right, and let's talk about the source of most problems in an equine-infested cartoon that made some people highly uncomfortable, and even the biggest interwebs memesters shake in fear. Let's talk about how impossible it is to herd cats, or rather, to get rather clueless quill-wielding hacks to cooperate and produce something cohesive. What I'm referring to is the general lack of competence in a lot of episodes and their writing. What, you thought I was referring to comics? Ha! That flaming garbage fueled by Flash Sentry malformed clone fetuses is nothing but sheer stupidity manifested into a physical form. Like a dead horse filled with nothing but parasites and excess fluids, it's just too juicy to be beaten today. See, the biggest problem with the pony's story is and always will be the inconsistency of the show's story, since there really is no general guiding hand that has a vision and a story in mind, or at the very least corporate basement board plan storyline. There's no real need to have the story or stories really work together. Hasbro just calls in some no-name writer and says, "Right, you fucking prick, we'll pay you in horseshit, but you better produce a story that allows us to make toys out of visuals." And that's how Cadence was made, methinks. And no, fuck you, for that horse I'll take extra time out of my day to just go and beat it. Still, the fact that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has this multi-writer setup creates this stupid moment where a writer that has been asked to make an episode has maybe a week or two to create some kind of skid mark on proverbial underpants to show for as the end product. And because the writer either A, doesn't give two flying fucks about the character consistency, or B, simply doesn't have time to rewatch every single episode twice over, now has to pass on previously mentioned dirty underwear to be made into an episode where we get an element of generosity being like this.
I was this close to getting that diamond.
You mean getting rid of that dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Or better yet, compare Twilight from the show and Twilight in the movie. All these little details stay in, and later on, as other writers try to top off the pile with their skid mark laden panties, what we end up is a pile of shitty, stinky undergarments that urgently require the use of napalm. Sure, you can say, it's a kid's show, why are you so fussed about it? The kids are fucking idiots, they won't care. No, dipshits. I was a kid once and still somewhat like to think am. I remember watching cartoons, and being a kid, I spent more time thinking about characters and their actions. I mean, come on, most of my generation was watching religiously Pokemon animated series, and so having characters waver because one scribbling hack could not be asked to get the character right can make the whole show start to suffer. Okay, well, blame it on the time constraints or Hasbro. Sure, yes, you can do that, but really the main issue is that there is no guiding hand that provided the show with some kind of meta plot. You know, like what Avatar. I know, I keep comparing these pony adventures to the best animated cartoon ever, but there's a reason why Avatar was so good. Or rather, reasons. One of them was that the show's creators knew how to blend the general story and the slice of life episodes into one. Having this reference point as well as someone to keep track of how things as well as characters should act is extremely important long term. Now, at the brink of season 8, there are so many disjointed plots and plot points in the show for our equines that it all feels like a mishmash. Whether or not Pony will go on beyond the 9th season, or the rumored reboot could do better, is really up to the guiding light of the ones in charge. I wish for another Avatar series, but with ponies. Still, I'm not holding my breath. I'd rather just go watch the real thing. Right, so that's the rant of the day. What else could I do? Oh wait, some animals actually did hibernate during this craptacular time. Why didn't I do that? Fuck. Well, it's too late now. I guess one more village will have to disappear this winter because of this.